What's going on, you guys? Slim here with a new video today, and today, you guys, you already know, it's Banlist prediction time. We don't actually know when we're gonna get the list. They said it'll last for a couple months. So we could get the list tomorrow, we could get it in a month. I have no clue when we're gonna get it, but as every other content creator does, we gotta do a prediction. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet and to the point. I gave a poll out to you guys over on the community tab. Shout out to you guys for, producing some actually decent lists. Like, I think everyone is pretty much in agreement with what they want to see hit this format. Everyone's tired of the Scythe Lock format, and that's why a lot of people, were trying to play Master Duel as a way to get away from it. But, one way or another, the format will shape itself. And, with the release of the Despia deck, now there's going to be a lot of new things to talk about. So we'll get into it. I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time. You guys already know, subscribe, notification bell, follow all the links down below, my link tree, follow me on Twitch, all that stuff you guys already know. So for banned cards, I have 3. So I started with Verde, Scythe, and Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. So Verde, I'm gonna be honest, I think this card has to get hit, but a part of me feels like it won't. I feel that this card has avoided multiple lists, and honestly, they might just keep trying to sell it. They might keep trying to get this card to push out, but I honestly think this card needs to go. I think what really sold it for me, I used to be in the other train of things that, oh no, Verde is not the problem. Then I came to realize, yeah, it is. When you throw every hand trap at your opponent trying to stop them, they still get to 2 monsters. They still make a Verde. They still either produce DPE or they produce a Dragoon, depending on what deck they're playing, and it's just crazy. It's the fact that it just takes 2 monsters. You can nib them. They can turn it into a Link Spire. They can summon a monster, and they can literally just keep going through that with Verde, and I think the card just has to go. It's just too generic. It's too easy to just play through multiple hand traps, multiple interruptions, and then still end on a feasible board, like, regardless. So for sure that card has to go. And then Scythe, do I even need to say it? There are people that think it's Dagda. I don't think it's Dagda. Scythe is the problem. Scythe has been around for so long. It's crazy that now it's just really become like just an insane problem to where it is literally called the Scythe Lock format. We are in what's called the Scythe Lock format. That's crazy to me that that's what it has become, but honestly, this card needs to go. We need to be able to still be able to special summon from our extra decks. You guys already know when the card resolves, some decks can do it twice. It's just too much, and it just cuts off a whole mechanic, and because of that, I think the card honestly needs to go. Most players have said that, so I definitely agree with you guys as far as that goes. Having faced it myself, it's true. You just can't play, and it sucks. And yes, there are multiple ways to counter it. There's always ways to counter these cards, you guys, but the fact that if you don't draw one of those outs, it resolves, you're just not playing, and honestly, you probably just lose right there, and that's not Yu-Gi-Oh to me. And lastly, Auroradon. So Auroradon is because it just makes decks crazier than they should be. It raises the ceiling of a lot of decks, and as it's been shown for multiple decks, like the Auroradon, the Despot combo, like I know some people wanted to ban Despot 001. I don't think that will actually happen. I think that if they were going to attack a card, it would be Auroradon. The fact that it just produces the tokens, the fact that it makes the combos insane, it's just a way to cut off that line for a lot of players that are relying on that kind of as a crutch for their deck. Like, their deck may not be as strong as it used to be, having lost cards on the previous list. So this way, basically, you just go into Auroradon because of Hulk, and I'll talk about Hulk. Don't worry about that. And literally, it's just become a crutch, and it's become a reason why the decks are so successful. So those are the cards I have banned. I honestly don't think this list is going to be huge. It's weird. Like, I feel like we're not going to get a crazy list like we have in the past. I feel like we're going to get like a smaller list, but these are just ideas that you guys had, and that I definitely agree with it. So that is for the banned. Moving on to the limited. Limited was kind of hard because I just couldn't really think of too many things, and I saw what you guys said. Like, some of you guys mentioned some good cards. The only ones that really stood out to me that really kind of like warranted being limited to 1 were Fusion Destiny and then Blaster, Dragon Infernos, the Dragon Ruler. Fusion Destiny, like, I feel since it's at 2, they might just put it to 1. I feel that since it's been done before, it'll happen. It just happened to OCG, it'll happen to us. It's too generic. The fact that you literally just slap it down and you just, you have a free DPE, it's crazy. The fact that it, you can do everything you need to do and then activate it is nuts. I think the card is just, it's great. Like, I know hero players are going to be sad. Like, I know that it was never supposed to probably be intended that it was going to be like just the most generic fusion played in like every deck, but this seemed to be like the common thing that all you guys said is that you guys do want to see Fusion Destiny go to 1, and I could definitely see it happening just to lower the consistency. Putting it at 1, I don't even know if people will still play it. They might. Like, some decks, I know even like some of the 60 card decks have literally just put 1 copy in their deck because they just don't want to see it, because it can be like a brick along with the Celestia, the Dasher, depending on how your hands are. Like, you don't want to have that card in your hand, you want to send it for Verde. So one way or another, I think they'll deal with the engine hopefully through Verde rotate their Fusion Destiny through something, and we'll definitely see a change as far as that goes. And then Blaster, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't think that card's doing anything. I don't think that card comes back is going to do anything. You might play it in Fire deck, like maybe in like Salamangreat or maybe Infernoid or something, but I don't see that card doing anything. It's literally a pop with another fire monster. It is the second weakest Dragon Ruler. It's definitely not as crazy as Tidal or Redox. So that's honestly all I had for limited. That seemed to be like the common thing amongst you guys. People have mentioned putting Hulk to 1. Hulk's on the wish list, I'll be honest, when we get to the wish list part of this. But yeah, definitely those are the only cards I can think of for limited. If you can think of anything else, definitely comment it down below. And then to the semi-limited, again, it's been mentioned before, the semi-limited list is neither here nor there. Sometimes it fixes things, sometimes it doesn't. But this time I think that these cards that I've included are actually quite important. So again, I have 3 cards for semi-limited. I have the 2 things for the Brave Engine. I got the Right and I got the Water Enchantress, and I also have Called By. So obviously, the Brave stuff is insane. Some of the most ridiculous cards ever printed. Yes, it's Omni Negate. Yes, it's ridiculous. Yes, it's consistent, and you can just play through so many things with it. Semi-limited, lower the consistency, and it doesn't take away from the engine. I know it's a very expensive engine in this game, so I definitely don't see them completely outright banning it, but I could see them wanting to just lower the consistency of it a little bit, just so that players, you know, can still access it, but not have it as consistently as they do. Omni Negate is still pretty crazy. I know people have said ban Griffin. Again, I don't think they will go that far. It is too new to where I don't think they'll completely cripple it, but they'll definitely want to do something as far as, you know, hitting the consistency of it, because every deck that does well is playing the Brave Engine, unless you're like playing Flunder or something like that. So it's pretty crazy. And then Call by the Grave. So Call by the Grave, I'm just randomly throwing it out there because, you know, I want a second Call by the Grave. Honestly, I want the card at 3, but I don't really know if we'll see that happen. They might try, you know, testing it out, seeing if they put it back to 2. People again have mentioned, oh, we have it at 2 in Master Duel. Again, completely different format, completely different game. Like it's, yeah, that's one thing you have to remember is that Master Duel is really separate from the regular TCG. But I think that Call by the Grave at 2 would definitely be interesting. It would just give us more ways to play through hand traps, since there's just so many hand traps. Like most decks literally start with 15 or more hand traps, and then they just fill in the gaps with everything that their engine includes. So I can definitely see putting Call by the 2 might be something that they might try out. But again, that's what I have for the semi-limited. And then to wrap this video up, you guys, the unlimited. Now the unlimited, again, come to 3, won't really make a difference. I got Heroes Lives, Sekka's Light, Salamangreat Circle, Night Assailant, and Scapegoat. Hero Lives, it's for the hero players. Again, if they hit Fusion Destiny, putting Hero Lives to 3 will at least up your consistency. Again, that card is ashable. You pay half your life points. If you get ashed, it sucks. Like, it's just for consistency. I think Heroes, I want to see more people play Heroes. Like my boy Rogue Hero is like the only player I know, along with maybe like 2 or 3 other hero players that there are playing. I want to see more hero players definitely come out and, you know, give the deck some love. Sekka's Light is just for the decks that, you know, how many people are really going to play an all monster deck? It hasn't happened in a really long time, but it is a really cool avenue that you can explore, and I would like to actually see more decks trying it out. Salamangreat Circle, again, unfortunately, Salad's not really doing too much. Every once in a while, it might have some minor success depending on the player or the pilot. But again, I don't think it'll really make a difference. Plus, it's once per turn. So, card will be able to do, you know, what it does for the Salamangreat strategy. Night Assailant, because of the errata, it's not as broken as it was before. So now that they fixed it, we don't have to deal with it. And Scapegoat used to be an absolutely busted card. Like, card was insane. Like, we all played it. Trickstar, Sky Striker, the card was insane for links and stuff. And now it's just kind of mediocre. And I think putting it at 3 won't even make a difference. I don't even think we'll see a deck that'll really abuse 3 Scapegoats. So that's everything I got for that, you guys. And then lastly, the wish list. You already know I want Colossus back. I don't know if it'll come back, but I'd like it back. It'd be cool. Mystic Mind Band, that'd be cool too. Tired of people, you know, using it as a crutch. And Halky Fibrax, that's on the wish list. The reason is I don't think they're actually going to touch this card, and it sucks because Hulk is really the problem. Hulk is the problem. If they dealt with Hulk, we could have all the cool tuners back, but I honestly don't think they will, and that's kind of sucks. But Hulk is definitely on my wish list. I'd like to see the card banned, bring all the tuners back, and then we wouldn't even have to deal with the Rorodon or anything like that. But that's my list, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys know what to do. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How accurate do you think my prediction is? Could be accurate, could complete horse shit. We'll see what happens, but I definitely think that this gives you something to talk about. In the comments below, let me know what you'd like to see on the ban list, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.